Hello and welcome back to Polydom. Today we're going to look at how to select a poly partner. Now this could be information for those who are either very new to polyamory or those who have probably gone through some polyamorous relationships and are having a little bit of trouble knowing what to look for when they're looking for a new partner within their relationship. This is going to focus on a few things that I think are more specific or highly important to polyamorous relationships. Obviously, it's always going to be important to all kinds of relationships, but these things are kind of highly important when it comes to a polyamorous relationship. So let's go. Number 1, avoid people who have trust issues. Now, to every extent, people are going to have some issue with trust. However, people who have got a lot of trust issues are not really very suited to a polyamorous relationship. If you're working one-on-one with somebody like within a monogamous relationship, it can give them a little bit more security and perhaps you can work through it. But generally, for a polyamorous relationship, there is a lot of trust that needs to exist. Not only trust in the person you're dating, but in their partners, in the relationships that you have with their partners and your own other partners. There is so much that goes on with communication and actually expressing those feelings that if you've got trust issues, you're going to have a lot of walls up, which is going to prevent you from being able to properly communicate or express yourself, which is an incredibly important thing to do within a polyamorous relationship. You need to be able to express how you're feeling about if you're jealous, if you're angry, if you're upset, if you don't feel you're getting enough time with your partners or you haven't got a good enough relationship with the other people within your relationship. You know, all these things are very important, and if you've got walls up everywhere, it's very hard for you to connect with one person, more or less multiple people. I would suggest that if someone is going through trust issues and they need to, and you would like to date them, they really need to actually seek professional help first and work on their issues solo before they even think about getting into a relationship, more or less a polyamorous one. It is not beneficial to your partners or to yourself to bring someone in and think that you can fix their trust issues by having multiple people over support somebody. It doesn't quite work that way, and when people have trust issues, it can tend to create suspicions and anxiety and issues within the relationship where there is already so much going on with communication that this could actually be detrimental to your relationship and not helpful and not a good addition. So if you find that someone has way too many trust issues or is very, very closed off, they're probably not going to be a good fit for a polyamorous relationship. You want people that are going to be open and happy to express and easy to communicate with, so that way they feel like they can talk to you and your partners and you can talk to them and their partners. So I would definitely recommend that you avoid people with a lot of trust issues, at least till they've worked through them. Number 2, select somebody who brings something new to the relationship. One of the best things about being in a polyamorous relationship is that you have multiple people, all with different opinions, traits, hobbies, interests, benefits to them that make your relationship diverse and complex and really interesting, with all these different things that these people bring to the relationship. And it doesn't have to be, you know, one's a scientist and one's sort of an athlete. It can even be something more subtle, that one person really takes pride in making dinner and then you have another person who takes a lot of pride in eating and you have that be complementary, and you have people that bring in new hobbies that you never thought you'd consider, and people who bring in new opinions that you've never been challenged with before, and it makes it interesting and it helps make your relationship and your world feel more complete, more diverse with that. And If you're just going to date a carbon copy person over and over, then polyamory is just more work you're doing. It isn't actually using the benefits of what polyamory can be. Polyamory is amazing because you have many different people and you can love them in different ways and you can feel close to them in different ways. You can share knitting with your girlfriend and you could share sewing with your boyfriend. You could share cooking with one partner and you can share working on the car with another. There is so many things that you can do within that, and it's good because they provide different forms of support and interests, and it helps to broaden your world. If you pick somebody who's exactly the same as the last partner you picked and the exact same as the other partner they have, then you're going to have a very it's going to be a very easy world to get along with, but at the same time it's going to be a little bit much on repeat. You can date just one person if you just want those traits. The best part about polyamory is you can have that opportunity to introduce a lot of different variety into it, which is amazing, because then it's important to make it complementary. I mean, don't pick somebody who's just super aggressive and somebody who just crumbles under stressful situations, but pick people that bring different things to the relationship. You will benefit so much from having that kind of variety of interest, and it makes it amazing, and it will help bring out things in you that you didn't even know. To be the best version of yourself, it's not about just bringing out the one version you've already seen. Different people will bring out different things in you, and it will help you to feel more like a well-rounded person, and you'll bring out different things in each of your partners that way too, and make them more well-rounded. So it's very important that you go out looking for somebody who brings something new to the relationship, but complementary. Third thing you should be looking for is someone who works well with others. Now, I know that this seems like something that you'd hear either in a workplace or a share house or something like that, but those sorts of industries are not too different to how you are in any relationship, monogamous or polyamorous. It is important to pick people with the traits that can work with others comfortably and happily. Someone who's not going to be needlessly adversarial or someone who's not going to be too pedantic. You want somebody who's going to be able to express their opinion clearly and not aggressively. Someone who's going to be considerate of the other people that are in the relationship and have people that want to get along with each other and want to make it sort of a comfortable situation where everybody gets the best out of the relationship. It's a universal prospect of if you've got a group of friends or a share house, you wouldn't pick somebody who's going to really kind of clash and not want to be a part of something bigger. It's not the kind of structure. Polyamory works because different people will get what they need from the relationship by being considerate and kind to one another, communicating properly, expressing themselves properly, and trying to form those comfortable and happy relationships within it so that way it can be a functioning relationship. It is very good to have somebody who comes into the relationship and wants to get along with the others and who wants to have their own kind of connection with their partners and your partners and have that sort of built kind of relationship, and it does work much better that way. So if you find somebody who doesn't really get along well with their friends easily or has a lot of issues at work where they don't really get along with co-workers, or they've said the famous sentence whenever they've been in a new share house from the last one where they're like, my last roommates are always crap. If it's happened multiple times, then you're going to have to start thinking that this person might not work well with others. And it helps to guide your decisions. So let it guide who you are going to choose to introduce into such an intimate part of your life. Pick someone who will work well with others. That way you don't have to feel anxious or worried if they're going to get along with the other partners you have. So that way it makes it much more harmonious. So go along those lines. The fourth and final part that you should be looking for with a poly partner is someone who loves food. Now, this doesn't mean that someone who obviously has to eat everything, that they can still have their food allergies, their beliefs, their dietary restrictions, but it's more about how you approach eating and food in general. We all eat. We all eat every day. And when you kind of want to connect with people or celebrate public holidays, big events, all that sort of stuff, we turn to food and sharing a meal with other people. It's an incredibly good bonding experience, and having love for your food makes you more approachable and more open to that sort of thing, and it actually helps to give a positive energy when you're eating with other people. If you've got someone there that's picking at their food, that never really eats, who's very unhappy or uncomfortable by the concept of sitting down and eating with you or others, then it's generally going to permeate off them and affect the energy of everybody else enjoying their meal. This is something that could take down something that you enjoy every single day. And it is important that you find people that can enjoy the food with you, and who, when you introduce them to poly partners or first dates or anything like that, that it is something that you can share with somebody. Sharing is a big part of polyamory. Being able to share a meal with somebody who is excited about whatever their favorite foods are or other things like that, it already puts you in a really comfortable position to bond and connect with that person. So I would definitely say picking somebody who enjoys their food to be a very important part of a polyamorous relationship. And that was how to pick a poly partner. I hope that these tips help to guide you to be able to find a really nice, wonderful addition to your relationship. Somebody who will bring amazing new traits and who you can share a meal with, and who'll get along well with your partners and be that kind of connected person that can really bring joy and love to your relationship. I hope that you really got a benefit out of all of these tips, and that it's helped you to realize the things that you can look for when you're actually searching for a polyamorous partner. I hope that you subscribe and like this video, and I will see you next time on Polydom.